Very often I get asked this question by you guys, how I'm able to speak the way I do. My English is very fluent, my speaking is very fluent, how I've developed that. So today I want to talk about some of the books that have really helped me out with that, because believe it or not too long ago I was very awkward. I was very shy. I didn't really know the right things to say at the right time. Sometimes I would say something and it wouldn't really land and I'd feel really awkward about it, and then the rest of the day I'd just not say anything. I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. In a lot of situations, you're either thinking ahead or perhaps you say something and you regret saying it. These are things all of us have experienced on different levels. For me personally, someone who had a severe social anxiety, I really was stuck. I felt like I'm going to be shy forever. I'm going to be like this forever. Oh my God, I can't have proper relationships with people. But the books I'm about to mention today, they really helped me out in a way that it acted as a platform for me to first understand the fact that social skills are skills that you can work on. You're not built as the person you are. If you're a really awkward person, you can do certain things to change that, learn small social cues to get better at it, okay? So I'm going to start talking about some of the ones that really helped me out. The first one was How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks for Big Success in Relationships. I remember I Googled how to talk to people because I was just so awkward in high school, in early college days, that I couldn't really make friends. I wouldn't go to parties because I would be so obsessed with not embarrassing myself. So this book, it really mentions all the little things. For example, how to talk to people when you're in different countries, or how to talk to people at parties, at large gatherings. It gives you specific examples and then specific techniques at the end of every chapter, and it has 92 of these. So if you're a technical person who's looking for small things that you can implement now to become a better speaker, this one helped me so much in regards to that. You can pick up an ebook. As you can tell, this one is pretty old. I started reading it when I was 18 years old, and I can't tell you how many times I've reread it. And every time I'm going through a spell where I feel really awkward, I start reading these books again. The other thing is, when you're socially anxious, of course, public speaking is the last thing you wanted to do, and that includes myself as well. I wasn't happy with it as well. So I picked up this book called Smart Speaking, and it has, again, these 100 speaking problems and fears that you might have, and it gives you specific advice. So for example, I was doing my best and the audience still looked asleep. How can you make it more engaging for them? And a lot of these tips apply to public speaking, but if you apply the same tips to speaking to a person as well, pretend like the person is your audience, and the other way around as well. If you pretend like your audience is a person, you're just talking to one person, it really makes the connection that much better. So this book, again, it really helped with my public speaking. It gave me specific tips. For example, I know it mentioned look for certain words that you say again and again and again. And for me, I used to say the word like and all of these a whole lot. And I remember I would say it so often that I would make a note of and I would write it down on a piece of paper and I would put it on the desk, so that the next time I get up, my only objective is not to say these filler words. And I got so good at completely eliminating every like from my vocabulary. And I was very satisfied with it. But again, you can see just now it kind of does creep in every now and then, so I need to keep these reminders. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is just an absolute classic. If you've done any research into social skills, this book is going to be on your list. And of course, I'm talking about How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book has been in print for like 75 years now. I can't tell you how simple and effective this book is, and there's a reason it stood the test of time. The examples this book gives, the techniques it provides, the insight it gives you into just how to make the other person feel like the most important person in the room. So for example, if you're talking to someone and you're half listening to what they're saying and you're half on your phone, you're not really making them feel like the most important person in the world. So this book really goes in depth into how you can do that, how you can make the other person feel so special that they want to be friends with you, that they want to know more about you, and there's a more genuine connection to it. It talks about how you can remember names. I know I'm absolutely terrible at that. It talks about how when you meet people for the first time, how should you interact with them. Consider it like a step-by-step guide to socialization. If you were an alien who came down from Pluto here now and you had to interact with human beings, this book and that book would be your guides as how to communicate with human beings. These three books combined, I read them for the first time and it just changed my mentality that you're not set in stone. Your personality is not set in stone. You can become a different person. You can adapt certain techniques, do them over and over again, and become a different person. I used to be extremely shy, extremely awkward beforehand. I still am in some situations. I still have some social anxiety, but for the most part, these books have acted as a platform for me to learn more about self-help, self-development. But if you're a shy person, you're a lonely person, you can't really interact with people, or you just want to brush up on your social skills for the rest of your life, these books will really help out. I hope this video gave some value. If it did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one.